especially in Peru. I know that for a fact because it's still this way today in the Quechua language. Amaru means serpent or dragon, and Ka, Ca, Amaru Ka means the land. Ka means the land of. So you have Amaru Ka meaning the land of the serpent, the land of the dragon, and specifically there's an indication that it's referencing the feathered serpent. So the term Amaru Ka, which was a term that the natives used, again, both in Central and South America, to describe the Americas, was, in general, to describe the Americas, was a word that meant land of the plumed serpent, or land of the feathered serpent, or perhaps even just land of the serpent. We know also that the natives, the indigenous peoples of both South America, of Central America, and also the natives of North America, all had this very mystical perception of the serpent and the feathered serpent. And the serpent and serpentine entities play into their myths and legend quite often. So there is this very interesting connection between the occult mysteries of the occult mysteries of the Inca and of the Maya and of the Aztec and of some of the North American natives concerning the serpent, concerning the serpentine beings that came and taught their people civilization. This is a very interesting legend because you find that this legend reoccurs, just like the flood, just like the offspring, the gods descending from heaven, their hybrid giant offspring. This is one of those legends that you can find reoccurrent all over the earth, and it involves these serpentine-like creatures. Some of the legends reference these creatures as being entities that a race of serpentine entities that abide in the inner earth, below the surface of the earth.
You have little discs falling down with holes in them.
Through what we might call stargates. Other legends talk about these entities coming from over the sea on boats or rafts or descending from the heavens. So you have this feathered serpent creature showing up all over the place, especially in the Americas. And there seems to be a correlation, at least again, Manly P. Hall believed that there was a correlation. The only reason I would reference Manly P. Hall is to demonstrate that the occult, the world of the mysteries, the adepts of the mystery schools, in many cases, and I would say in most cases, have a better understanding of history than scientists, than the historians, than the archaeologists, because their history, their traditions, the traditions of the occultists go back further. They go back, in fact, all the way to the pre-flood time. So, but that is in no way an endorsement of the occult, because we have a better record, and it is the story, the narrative that is contained in the Bible is a better record. In fact, the occult record is oftentimes a narrative that comes from the rebels. That is a narrative, a perspective that comes from the fallen angels and from the rebels, the enemies of God. So they don't deny that the Bible is true. They just take an opposing view to the God of the Bible and to the truths that are deliberated therein. So, Amaru Ka, the land of the plumed serpent. It seems that the United States, which was destined to become the new Atlantis, was named after the land of the plumed serpent, or was named in accordance with what the Native Americans themselves called their land, which was the land of the serpent, or the land of the plumed serpent, Amaru Ka, and there are different variations of it. So obviously, if you Spaniardize the word Amaru Ka, or if you put it into an English phonetics, you can easily derive America from Amaru Ka. And of course, we learned in school that America was named after Vespucci, and there are a number of reasons why that is probably not the case. But it's very interesting when you think about the destiny of America, when you think about what the mystery adepts believe about America, when you take a look at Francis Bacon and the Rosicrucians and the New Atlantis, there's a lot of indication that there are many out there who believe that America is in fact and always has been Amaruka, the land of the serpent, the land of the plumed serpent, referencing specifically these beings. By the way, we're not just talking about regular snakes. The snake is symbolic of these entities, these serpentine creatures that are sentient, and you'll find that symbolism connected to these creatures all over the earth.
Yes, and it also seems to be linked to how here we have the eagle as representative of America, but that seems to be tied to an even ancient, more iconic symbology and connected to also the two-headed eagle of the Roman Empire. And I have discovered that it is also connected to the phoenix, which the phoenix is said to have been one of these feathered basilisks. So again, the same kind of thing. The dragon as a feathered serpent, a winged serpent, reptilian type of dragon-like entity. And so it seems even that iconography is all linked in similarity to what we are speaking about.
Yes, and it's important to understand when considering the United States, when considering the destiny of the United States or the occult destiny of the United States, that there's always been a dichotomy here in this land. A dichotomy that began long ago with the colonization scheme under Francis Bacon, because it was Francis Bacon who initiated and certainly managed the colonization scheme. When the Pilgrims were coming over, who were Puritans, at the same time, shortly after they arrived, Francis Bacon began to sow into the United States the different secret societies.
We'll be right back. We'll pick it up on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. Timothy, I want to give you a chance to finish up your thought, and then I'll bring up another. Are you there, brother?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking about the dichotomy that exists in the United States, that has existed from the beginning, because when the United States began to be colonized, of course, William Bradford came over on the Mayflower with the Puritans. They were Bible-believing Christians. They rejected the Church of both Rome and the Church of England. They read the Geneva Bible, and they came over for religious freedom, to be able to worship God in the tradition of the apostles. But at the same exact time, or shortly thereafter, Francis Bacon, who was in charge of the colonization scheme in England at the time, began to very purposely send over to this land Rosicrucians, Masons, Kabbalists, mystics, to seed them into the birth of the colonies. So that dichotomy has always existed between the faction on the one hand that consists of Bible-believing Christians who are trying to live in accordance with the scriptures and the tradition of the apostles, and then on the other hand, you have posers, you have occultists who pose as Christians. I mean, the Rosicrucians, their symbol is the Rosy Cross, and what the Rosy Cross represents is the symbol is a cross with a rose superimposed on top of the cross, and what that represents is the mystery schools. It represents Christianity that is superimposed by the mysteries. It is a mixture of Christianity and the mysteries, the occult, and that is the dichotomy that's existed in this country. You've had true Bible-believing Christians since the beginning. The Puritans made a pact with God when they came over. They certainly endured many very difficult times in the early days of the colonies, and made a covenant with God here in America. And I believe that God honored their covenant and that God blessed their work. But then at the same time, you had the mystery schools that were at work, who were actively working to build a new Atlantis, a new occult empire, and ultimately enthrone the great philosopher king. So that's the dichotomy